Now it's time for our featured story of the night. And I heard about this and I said, what? And I say that because Teletubbies, everybody. We're going to talk about Teletubbies.
Why is it a featured story?
Because Chris. Because a Teletubbies horror movie. And I saw this, and it was a big deal with the Grinch horror movie that they did, and then the Winnie the Pooh horror movie that they did. Well, the director of the Winnie the Pooh horror story, he's like, I want to do Teletubbies next. And I also want to do Ninja Turtles on top of that. I want to do a horror movie about the Ninja Turtles, and I want to do a horror movie about the Teletubbies. And this picture they're showing for the art is gross and weird and odd, and the Teletubbies are already creepy. I mean, again, I didn't watch them. I think I was too old for the Teletubbies. I wanted to bring it up as our feature story because Chris does have kids, and I wanted to ask Chris and Joanna what they thought about a Teletubbies potential movie being a horror movie, and how does that affect you as a parent?
I'm going to tell you they have never watched Teletubbies.
That's a good thing, I think.
They have never watched a Teletubby. And they never will. But, I mean, the horror movie, I mean, Teletubbies, go ahead.
I don't know. Chris, come on, man.
Do you think I'm gonna watch a Teletubby?
I don't think so. You know why? I mean,
they're not watching Teletubbies.
But what's the point of it? Because it's meant for kids. So you think parents are really gonna watch Teletubbies, like a horror Teletubby movie?
No.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, who is this for?
Did you? Who else did you bring up?
The Winnie the Pooh one. At least Winnie the Pooh and, like, you know, if you're a kid.
Who else did you bring up? I forgot.
The Grinch one. There was also the Grinch one too. The Grinch horror movie came out around the holidays, and then we had violent. It did pretty good and not great, but it did enough where they're like want to do more of these things. That's what I'm saying. It's becoming a fad now. It's like we're gonna take old children's stuff and make it into something else. Now we announced they're doing a new Barney show. Now it's a kids show, but I wouldn't be surprised. I know, but I wouldn't be surprised if that's sometimes it's the whole like thing that's happening now that people are diving into these kids shows and making them adult. I wouldn't be surprised if we got a Barney horror movie next too. But the Winnie the Pooh one was so dumb. It's like they're wearing these really bad masks, and Winnie the Pooh's pissed off because Christopher Robin left him a long time ago. So now he's trying to kill everybody, And I didn't seen it, but I'm like, I'm a little intrigued, but I'm also like, why, And so I'm like, Teletubbies. I'm like, I saw this and I was like, you're really into Teletubbies? Like, there's nobody there's no audience, I don't think, for this. Sabrina, what do you think? Do you think there's an audience for a Teletubbies horror movie?
She's booking her tickets right now.
Yeah, she's looking for it.
She's booking her ticket.
Horror is a niche. So I think there is a market for any horror movie because there are certain people who are horror buffs that love horror shit no matter what the fuck it is, if I'm being perfectly honest. Like, I feel like horror is, if you are going to make a weird movie, horror is the genre for you because there is a built-in audience. You know what I mean? But like, if you look at horror as a whole, like, more horror is bad than it is good. Let's be honest.
Yes.
There are some great horror films, but most of them are campy bullshit, which are like a cult following, which I respect and appreciate. And I cult follow a lot of horror movies. However, if you're talking about good cinema, like, there are not a lot of horror movies that fit into that genre of actual good cinema, but horror is a niche that I think has a built-in audience. And if you're going to do some weird fucked up shit, horror is a good genre to do it in because people will go see it for that reason alone.
Yeah, but Teletubbies? But Teletubbies.
I'm sorry, did anyone see the series Happy on the Sci-Fi channel?
No.
Right?
That was good, but there were Teletubbies kind of in there.
It was epically amazing.
What are they called? Squidgies or Squeegees or...
I don't know what they were called, but Sonny was the guy who had them, and like, I thought that they were like people in suits, but they were actually things that were like jelly.
Yeah,
and
very weird.
Fucking ate the shit out of people. So I feel like that was already a touching on the start of a Teletubby horror movie, and I'm kind of upset with whoever wants to make this. I feel like you're kind of robbing an idea that's already out there and fleshing it out a little bit more. And you're never going to compare to Christopher Maloney.
He was awesome in that. As Happy is so good.
First season was amazing.
They went off the rails a little bit the second season, but
100%. I was just going to use the same words, went off the rails, but the first season was amazing. It was amazing.
Yeah. You can watch Happy on Netflix, I think still. It was on Sci-Fi Channel before.
Totally watch it.
It was on Sci-Fi Channel original series, and I think after season 2 they canceled it. But I think you can watch the whole thing still on Netflix.
I was bummed it got canceled, even though the second season was fucking weird. I still wanted to see more. I don't know why. The first season was so good.
They leaned into that kind of like gross horror like The Boys does, but it was like a bit too much for what they were doing. It was like kid stuff too. Chris, like with this, do you see any world where a movie like this becomes a blockbuster?
No.
No one does, dude.
Absolutely no. Sorry.
No, he's just speculating. What about a Ninja Turtles movie? Do you think that would be something that would work as a horror movie?
Well,
No.
I think Teletubbies is something different than
Ninja Turtles.
Yes.
But it's also a kid's thing.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, but Ninja Turtles are more adult. Ninja Turtles more adult.
Yeah.
Ninja Turtles,
exactly.
right? Like with certain people, I don't know.
Yeah.
It could work.
But if Ninja Turtles are like murdering people too, it's like I can kind of see it. But
I can see that. I can see it doing better than a fucking Teletubby.
I know, like, what are they supposed to be doing? Is the sun gonna be killing people? The sun's like a baby.
Jumping up and down
I
on
beg
each
to
other with
differ.
their big bellies? No.
I feel like a Teletubbies horror movie would be way more weirdly interesting and more cult classic-y than the Ninja Turtles.
I disagree.
I'm just saying, like, Ninja Turtles are like super like iconic like characters that like have lasted.
Blows my mind.
That's why I think.
But Ninja Turtles have been around for way longer than Teletubbies, and they're also like I'm not saying that like a talking turtle is normal, but I just feel like a weird Teletubby killing people could, be more interesting than a Ninja Turtle.
It's like, don't mess with my Ninja Turtles though.
I agree.
Oh, yeah, see, GR saying it was an adult thing, not for kids. Yeah, the original there was pretty graphic. There was a lot of stuff, but they were still like fighting creatures. They weren't killing humans. Like, are they gonna have the Ninja Turtles killing humans, or it'll be like a hard R movie where it's like it could be something interesting where it's like them fighting Shredder and they're actually killing people. I don't know.
Why would they kill Shredder? Shredder's their sensei.
Well, Shredder's the bad guy. Splinter is their
Splinter,
sensei.
You're right.
Yeah, and so maybe they would actually kill Shredder or Krang. I don't know, but that makes more sense than Teletubbies. But there's this whole thing going on. Like I said, that there's people are trying to pull from kids shows and make horror movies off of it. And where does it end? It's just the beginning. That's what this says. It's just the beginning.
Lion King horror movie, I'm out of the world.
You wait, Chris. Wait.
I'm out.
You wait. They love to do that. I guarantee they love to do
Disney would never give up the rights to that shit. Don't worry about it. It's never going to happen.
Great.
But Winnie the Pooh happened. Went into public domain, and that's what it was. Public domain. And there's things like Batman's going to go into public domain, I think in 2032 or something like that.
The Winnie the Pooh thing was like the pig mask from American Horror Story Roanoke, dude. That shit was weird as fuck.
Yeah, it's super weird.
Like hard pass.
Teletubbies. Well, everybody, what do you think about this? Would you see a Teletubby movie? I'm not sold on it. I don't think we're sold on it. There's this whole thing happening, and I don't know if I'm excited about it or not. So I will give Winnie the Pooh a chance at one point and try it out. I don't know, maybe it'll be good. I don't think so. What you got there, Chris? Is that a check for $1 million?
No.